Okay. Let's get down to business here. This is exciting. It's going to be Pro League, Samsung Kong versus Wemade Fox. My first official cast. I've been playing around with Procaster and such before this, but this is going to be the first official one I've decreed. So we got a PVZ on match point. Jangbi versus ShinHan. Should be a great game. This whole series intrigues me, obviously, so that's why I'm casting it. ShinHan has really been the subject of a lot of controversy recently. His OSL path has really taken down. Well, I mean, big names doesn't even describe it. He's had the hardest route through the OSL up until the quarterfinals out of anyone that made it there. So, you know, you obviously can't knock the ice, taking down a lot of big name people. On the other hand, the general consensus is that ShinHan's not that great of a player. He's sort of a cheesy. He only has a couple builds / units that he can use effectively, and people don't believe him. The other half believe that, you know, he's gonna roll a road and he's the next big Zerg thing. So to kill the suspense, I'm in the first group. I don't think ShinHan's that great. I think he's taken down a lot of great people, and results do matter. So in that sense, that's clever. He's hiding the drone, going out for the expansion. He's taken down a lot of good people, so I can't argue with his results. But I think he's a long way from being a ace of a team. You know, being the kind of person, being Flash, who can be, you know, hey, we need you to go out against anybody, any map, and take them down. I don't think obviously ShinHan is anywhere close to that. I think that ShinHan can beat big name people sometimes in situations he has had time to prepare for. But what really makes a good player is the ability, you know, to be sent out in less than ideal situations and deal with it then. That little probe managed to scare that drone all the way to ShinHan's third up here in the upper left. That seems to be more and more common as people get tired with Bisu putting mana pylons down on their natural and just do that. It doesn't make that much difference for the Zerg. So this is a bad idea on match point to go Nexus then Cannon. This is safe on a lot of maps, especially a lot of two-player maps, Destination, Heartbreak Ridge. It's not that safe here because, like Blue Storm, this map has short routes for small units or even large units as long as there's small numbers of them. And 6 Zerglings qualify. They have a short route to the opponent's base. And yeah, the one cannon's going to be up here for Jangbi, and oh my, he's got Zerglings all up in there. One probe goes down, and three Zerglings are going to make it through Jangbi's natural, and now they're going to be inside his base. And that you never want that when you're a Protoss. That's like the worst thing in the world, is to have to deal with Zerglings running around your base, and Jangbi's pulling probes, 4 probes not mining, attempting to glare viciously at those Zerglings and not really accomplishing anything. So that's always a danger when you're trying to get that extra little economic edge by skipping cannons as a Protoss. You end up with this situation, which is not very good for you. Jangbi trying to scare the Zerglings away from his geyser so he can actually get gas and tech. Obviously he wants to do that. Lair coming up from ShinHan. Nothing interesting really happening from him. He doesn't have to do anything interesting. He's in command of the situation. That pylon's taking a lot of damage. Yeah. Cybercore coming up for Jangbi, and that pylon's almost dead. I gotta take a closer look at this. Wow. And now the probes are starting to come down. He's forced to commit to fighting the Zerglings to save his pylon, and early economic damage being done very cheaply from Jangbi and from ShinHan to Jangbi. And Jangbi has actually sent his first Zealot to ShinHan's base, which I can maybe see the theory of, you know, maybe ShinHan didn't produce more Zerglings after the initial 6. He's been trying to drone up, and you can get some equivalent economic house. Unfortunately for Jangbi, Shine has produced like 6 more Zerglings, so the Zealot's not really going to be able to get much done. Gets a 1 drone kill there. That's something, but it's going to go down, and it's not really, yeah, it's not going to affect Shine much. And Jangbi is still with a poor Zealot chasing endlessly 2 Zerglings around his base, and they're fighting that cannon. Cannon pylon. That pylon is pretty close to dead. We'll see. Oh wow, Pro's taking out a Zergling there. And yes. 1 Zergling takes down that poor pylon. That's really unfortunate. It sucks trying to micro Zealot against Zerglings. On the other hand, that pylon had really low health, and now Jangbi's Corsair is delayed. So luckily he's got a probe in here getting the scout, but he's not going to be able to pick off any overloads with that Corsair. There's going to be Scourge out before it gets anywhere. And I think that really put Jangbi behind. It puts anyone behind, to be honest with you. Having more than like 2 Zerglings running around your main when, you know, you're only going to have Zealots for like the next 3 minutes. And slow lots at that. That's not a situation the Protoss wants to be in. It doesn't matter how good your micro is. You're going to lose probes. You're going to have your stuff harassed. And that's going to slow you down. And at the pro scene, that's deadly. And we can see Mutalisk coming out from Shine here. Jangbi throwing down cannons and a robo. He's going Ser Reaver with 2 Stargates here. +1 spinning. That should be good against Mutalisk. Unfortunately, right now, it's sort of a nice timing window. Shine is abusing. And only 2 Sers out, and no cannons in place, of course. And this would not be a problem if Jangbi hadn't been harassed. Shine has managed to because of that harass, he's in such a good situation, and he's managing to abuse it here. And so that's good for him. But now drones, you don't belong there. Go back home. So it looks like Shine is, he's obviously not committed to this at all. He's just abusing the situation here. Ser Reaver on this map is really, it's pretty much the standard, to be honest. I see a lot of people going to this. You go Ser Reaver and take for Jangbi it would be the 12 o'clock base, because as the crow flies, it's a lot closer to you, and you can pretty much put like 1 or 2 Reavers back behind that choke, cannon up, and it's impossible for Hydras to kill you. Like, I don't play much Zerg, but if I did, I would be extremely upset if I had to try to kill that base with Hydras. So we'll see if that's what Jangbi does, or how he deals with this. Sort of the nice thing about Ser Reaver is if you're a little bit behind with it, obviously it has high volatility. It has a chance to do lots of economic damage and put you back into the game or ahead. On the other hand, because it's so delayed, like, I don't even see a shuttle yet for Jangbi. So, how obviously it's giving a lot more time for Shine to